What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a super exciting brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and I have some huge updates to tell you guys about the Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool transfer story, because Fabrizio Romano, the well-respected journalist who confirmed a lot of deals lately, has tweeted about the Thiago situation. And also there has been a report coming out that Liverpool have an agreement with Bayern Munich, so more on that a little bit later. So guys, if you are excited about these transfer news videos, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news updates. So Thiago Alcantara, according to Fabrizio Romano, this is what he tweeted out on August the 30th at 5:15 a.m. Thiago Alcantara is waiting because he strongly wants to move to the Premier League this summer, and it has been well documented. Thiago wants a Liverpool transfer. Liverpool are still in contact with Thiago, but Bayern Munich told Liverpool again 2 days ago that they are going to sell Thiago only for 30 million euros. Jurgen Klopp also wants Thiago, according to Fabrizio Romano, so it's up to the clubs to make the transfer deal happen and to negotiate the transfer fee. Fabrizio Romano was asked on Twitter, "I don't understand why Liverpool can't spend their money. Thiago for 30 million euros is a bargain," and I fully agree with this comment. And Fabrizio Romano replied with this: "In 6 months you can sign Thiago as a free agent. That's why Liverpool have not offered 30 million euros at the moment. That's not to say that Liverpool won't offer this money later on in the transfer window. You have to take it into account that we are in the middle of a global pandemic, and Liverpool are very cautious with their spending because we don't know when fans will be back in the stadium. We don't know if next season, I mean the season that already kicked off with the Liverpool-Arsenal Community Shield game, we don't know whether that season will be able to be completed. So Liverpool are very cautious with the spending, and I know that many Liverpool fans, including me, are frustrated with this because we see Chelsea signing like 6 players already or something crazy like that. We see other top teams are spending money, and of course we want Liverpool to spend money as well. But I think this is actually a pretty clever negotiating tactic, because Bayern Munich know that they have to sell Thiago, otherwise they will lose him for absolutely nothing. They also know that Thiago is desperate to play in the Premier League. He's desperate to play for Liverpool. He really wants this transfer to happen. So would Bayern have a player who maybe will not be 100% committed to their cause next season, knowing that they are missing out on 25-30 million euros? And also there is another angle which I think is even bigger and more important. So what is happening is that Barcelona wanted at least one center midfielder, and one of their targets, of course, is Jorginho Wijnaldum. The other target is Donny van den Beek, the Ajax midfielder. And what actually happened is that Donny van den Beek is very close to signing to Manchester United. Manchester United are monitoring him, and actually he pulled out of the squad from Ajax's latest pre-season friendly just to avoid injury, and maybe his head wasn't right, maybe he's already thinking about joining Manchester United, and that means that Barcelona won't be able to sign Donny van den Beek. So they will double down and maybe go even harder to actually sign Gini Wijnaldum, even though Wijnaldum is not actively pushing for a deal at Barcelona. He's not actively pushing to leave Liverpool. He's happy at Liverpool, but Liverpool know that Wijnaldum hasn't signed their contract proposal. They are not offering him the terms that Wijnaldum wants, and Liverpool really don't want to lose Wijnaldum on a free transfer. It's a similar situation to what Bayern are having with Thiago, that you have a player close to 30, he wants to, I mean, Wijnaldum doesn't want to leave as much as Thiago wants to leave Bayern, but I think if Barcelona come in with a very good offer, and I think that Barcelona, after they sell some players, they will have money to spend, and they will come in with quite a big offer for Wijnaldum, and maybe Barcelona will offer Wijnaldum he will be the first name on the team sheet, and also they will offer a big contract to Wijnaldum, then maybe Liverpool will accept it, because Wijnaldum maybe will say, yeah, I want to go to Barcelona, I'm not signing a new contract here, let me go, and you get a bit of money for me. And then Liverpool will have even more money to spend on Thiago, and then maybe we can meet the asking price of what Bayern Munich are asking for. And according to Mundo Deportivo, a Spanish publication, Liverpool of course are keen to sign Thiago, we don't know that, but the departure of Wijnaldum could cover the cost of a deal. According to this report, Wijnaldum is a big transfer target for new Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman, who wants, of course, to revitalize his midfield. The likes of Ivan Rakitic and Arturo Vidal have been told by Barcelona that they can find new clubs, they will sell them. The news outlet also adds, should Barcelona's interest crystallize, a deal would be within reach for Barcelona, and as such Liverpool are allegedly waiting for that to happen so they can step up their pursuit of Thiago. So at the moment it's a waiting game, and it's like one snowball starts rolling in the transfer window and then all the other deals start to happen. That's what usually happens, and we have to remember that we have until October the 6th to complete transfer deals. And I think Liverpool are signing Thiago for the next 3 years. I know that you guys are impatient, I'm impatient, I want this transfer to happen, Thiago to Liverpool, so much. And I mean, I don't want Wijnaldum to leave. I think Wijnaldum is a brilliant midfielder. I'm not even sure whether Thiago is a better midfielder than Wijnaldum, because we haven't seen Thiago play in the Premier League, we haven't seen Thiago play in Liverpool. They are equally world-class midfielders. But if Wijnaldum won't sign a new contract, it's better actually to sell him now and bring in Thiago than to lose Wijnaldum on a free transfer. But then you could say, if we sign a pre-contract agreement with Thiago in 6 months, we could get Thiago on a free transfer as well. So what is the better option? What do you think, guys? Is it better if we sell Wijnaldum now and buy Thiago, or is it better if we let Wijnaldum run down his contract, he leaves on a free transfer, we sign a pre-contract agreement with Thiago, and he comes in on a free transfer next summer? So instead of this summer swapping Wijnaldum with Thiago, it's the next summer happening the same thing. Let me know what do you think is the best option or the better option for Liverpool. It's a very interesting conundrum. I think Mundo Deportivo also claims that Thiago has an agreement in which he replaces Wijnaldum in Liverpool's midfield. This is the first time that I've heard this from a publication reporting. Previous reports suggested that Liverpool would not be progressing contract talks with Wijnaldum. According to Goal, however, all options remain open with the situation yet to develop. In any case, Mundo Deportivo says that Wijnaldum is fond of the prospect of a move to Barcelona. He would reunite with, of course, the former Netherlands manager Ronald Koeman, with the pair previously working together for the national team, obviously. So this Donny van de Beek to Manchester United transfer deal could mean that Donny van de Beek, of course, doesn't go to Barcelona, and that's why Barcelona will step up their interest and make a concrete offer for Wijnaldum. And in May, Ajax chief executive Edwin van der Sar, of course the former Manchester United goalkeeper, confirmed that Van de Beek will be allowed to leave, but only for a suitable transfer fee. Van de Beek was close to joining Real Madrid before the pandemic broke out, but he did not complete a medical or sign an agreement, and it is understood that Van de Beek will consider a move to the Premier League, as Sky Sports News reported this earlier. Ajax have yet to receive any formal offers from any club like Man United, but Man United are one of several clubs to monitoring the situation according to Sky Sports. So I think that Man United really need a midfielder like him, and I think he's more likely to go to Man United than Barcelona. And Peter Crouch said on BT Sport this about Liverpool's summer transfer dealings: I always think you need to strengthen no matter what, to keep things fresh, to keep players on their toes, and to give fresh injections into your playing squad. I think the starting 11 is good enough at Liverpool to win the league this season. I really do. I just think maybe they need to strengthen in other areas with the rest of the squad. They don't need to bring in a Galactico, like a huge marquee signing, because this side is good enough. But maybe if they signed Thiago to unlock a deep-lying defense, a low-block defense from a center midfield, someone who is happy to maybe not play every game but is still a very good player. When a top player does come through at the door, you feel training is lifted. It doesn't matter who they are, it just lifts the place. Training goes up, everyone wants to impress the new player or not be left on the bench. I do think there's an element of that. If Thiago comes in, Champions League winner, talks about Bayern Munich, what they do in training, sharing is knowledge. It lifts training, it would lift the fans too. The fans want to see a few faces through the door, even if they don't start the first day of the season. And I think that that is what Liverpool need. You could see against Arsenal, who have defended in a low block, and 90% of teams facing Liverpool will use that tactic to defend in a low block, try to block crosses from the fullbacks and prevent space happening behind the back line, and then hit Liverpool on the counter. You need a player like Thiago to unlock a low block defense like that. And yes, we have Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, who are really creative, agile midfielders, but they are both injury prone. We can't. I think we need just more options. And I mean, yes, Wijnaldum would be great if he stayed, but Thiago is a different kind of midfielder. That's why I'm leaning more towards Liverpool signing Thiago and maybe even selling Wijnaldum to Barcelona. That wouldn't be like the worst case scenario for me. But let's actually hear what the Liverpool fans, how they reacted to the Arsenal game. And in a context, of course, they want Thiago because of that as well. So let's listen to what Liverpool fans had to say. Too many back passes from Liverpool. This is frustrating. We really need to get Thiago Alcantara for this season. We lack creativity in midfield without Naby Keita. We seem to struggle every time we play against a side that sits back. Thiago, Keita, positive football, and a striker. That's what Liverpool are lacking, according to another user. Another Liverpool fan said, how can any Liverpool fan look at this Liverpool team and say that we don't need Thiago, or that he wouldn't be an improvement on what we already have? That's actually a very good point. And that's the point that I made as well, that Thiago is a different midfielder. We don't have a midfielder like Thiago, with the know-how, with the skill set, with the passing range, with the ability that Thiago has. And I think Liverpool really should sign him. And maybe if Wijnaldum really wants to go to Barcelona, let him go. He's already a Liverpool legend. He won a lot of trophies at Liverpool. And another Liverpool fan said, teams are going to play insanely deep like this most weeks against Liverpool, and I don't think we have the players to break it down regularly. We need Thiago big time. I don't think I agree with that. We have the players to break it down regularly. The problem is when the front three are not firing on all cylinders like they didn't against Arsenal, when they don't have that creativity, that spark, you need a midfielder to step up. You need an Naby Keita or a Thiago to unlock that defense. And also, if we have injuries like Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't play against Arsenal, it showed that Liverpool's attack is not as potent as it usually is. Another Liverpool fan just said, just simple, this match against Arsenal just shows how much Liverpool need Thiago. I just love that simple message. Liverpool need to invest, another Liverpool fan said. We have been lucky that our first starting 11 haven't had many long-term injuries in the last 2 years. I get that this virus has impacted business, but I don't understand how we are struggling to agree a fee for Thiago over a few £1 million. That's actually a very good question, but I think Liverpool are just with a smart negotiating tactic, trying to force Bayern to accept a lower fee. Another user said, Naby Keita should have started, man. We seriously need Thiago. Watching our midfield sometimes is horrifying. I wouldn't go as far to say it's horrifying, but it's a little bit too bland and not creative enough. And if I was Jurgen Klopp, I would have started with Naby Keita instead of James Milner, but maybe Milner was more fit, that Liverpool are still in pre-season. Another Liverpool fan said, clearly attacking threat on the right. Trent Alexander-Arnold is missed. Hate to point out the obvious, but this is the kind of game that screams for Thiago. No doubt we have control in the middle of the park, but these frustrating games need a more creative pivot of a midfielder, and I agree. And also Jurgen Klopp said that basically the reason why we didn't win against Arsenal is we didn't finish our chances. Mane had 2 one-on-ones, so if one of them goes in, then Liverpool win the game. So maybe you can point the finger at the attackers not finishing their chances, but I still think that in open play Liverpool should have been a little bit more creative. Once Naby Keita came on, it was a totally different picture. So I really hope that Jurgen Klopp will start most games in the Premier League with Naby Keita and Fabinho and also Henderson. I think that's our best midfield. But of course Henderson is out injured at the moment. According to the Evening Standard newspaper, Liverpool are set to receive £3.5 million from Championship side Reading for the services of midfielder Ovie Ejaria. Reading had the England starlet on loan last season, and they are ready to sign him on a permanent basis. Ejaria has impressed over the last couple of years, but at 22 years old he looks unlikely to make a name for himself at Liverpool. I mean, he's probably a championship level player, so it's sad that he's not good enough for Liverpool, but Liverpool are building a team or having a team who are Premier League and Champions League contenders. So Ejaria is just not good enough even on the bench, and he shouldn't be on the bench like most games. At 22 years old you need to play, and maybe Reading is a good starting point for him. Previously he was on loan at Sunderland and Rangers. Those loan spells were less successful, but at Reading Ejaria played a lot of games and he was actually very, very good. He has a lot of potential, and he could very well be a very good signing for Reading in their quest to get promoted to the Premier League. So I wish him all the best, and we can reinvest that money into the playing squad, hopefully selling these fringe players. And I'm still waiting on what will happen with Harry Wilson, with Marco Grujic, and with Ryan Brewster. I don't want Ryan Brewster to go. I want him to stay at Liverpool, to play the majority of the games as a substitute, and to start in the League Cup, in the FA Cup, and maybe in some Premier League games. But according to some reports, Chris Wilder, the Sheffield United manager, wants to take him on loan at Sheffield United. The big problem with Brewster going to a club like Newcastle or Aston Villa or Sheffield United, how many games will he play? Will he play more games at that club than at Liverpool? I mean, if they sign him to play as a starter, then I'm fine with it, but if he will be just sitting on the bench at that club, I think it's better for him to train with the likes of Salah, Mane and Firmino and just stay at Liverpool. I might make a separate video later, maybe tomorrow, on the Messi to Manchester City transfer rumor mill, because everybody seems to be talking about this and I want to update you guys on that. But Jamie Carragher actually came out and said that he would love to see Messi in the Premier League, but Messi wouldn't make Manchester City unbeatable. And I fully agree. He would make Manchester City better, but still Man City won't be unbeatable. Messi doesn't fix their defensive problems. They didn't have problems in attack last season because they still scored the most goals in the Premier League. Defensively though, they were very shaky, so Messi doesn't fix that problem. This is what Jamie Carragher said on Sky Sports. I would love to see Messi in the Premier League. I want to watch him, I want to analyze him and look at him on Monday Night Football. The only place he can really go is Manchester City, with the history he has got with Guardiola and with the financial clout that Man City have got. I don't think Liverpool will go anywhere near that situation from a financial point of view, number one, and also because of the way Liverpool play as well. They are a lot more energetic than Man City, who play a more technical game, which would suit Messi a bit more. But how you get that deal across the line, I'm not sure. With the figures involved, it's mind-blowing. But I want Messi in the Premier League, and if it has to be Man City, okay, I will take that. If someone like Messi moves, there's only 2 or 3 clubs he can go to. To me, it only looks like Paris Saint-Germain or Man City he could end up at. Really, I want to see him in the Premier League. It would make Man City stronger, but it wouldn't make them unbeatable. Barcelona haven't won the Champions League for the last like 5 years. Liverpool famously knocked Barcelona out of the Champions League a couple of seasons ago, so it doesn't mean it's the end for everyone else. It just means it's brilliant to have Messi in the Premier League. Fingers crossed it happens. Do you agree with Jamie Carragher or do you not agree? I mean, it would be nice to see Messi in the Premier League, but I think it would tarnish his legacy if he went to Manchester City, who are an artificial club pumped up by Middle Eastern oil money. And Man City, of course, they are desperate to be relevant as a big club, and they will do everything to get Messi, because that's another step for them in the right direction. But I don't think even with Messi that Man City will be unbeatable. I agree with Carragher. And that wraps up today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Goodbye.